Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, comic book fan. Welcome to the weekly VM Campos Comic Book Club. This is the series where I review a comic book, new or old, from my collection and rate it on the factors of the cover art, interior art, plot, and enjoyability of the book on a scale of 1 to 5. Then I tell you to get it or shred it. This week I'm reading We Live, number 1, published by Aftershock Comics in 2020. Spoiler alert! I will be going to the various pages of this book. I will not reveal the whole plot, because you are encouraged to get the book yourself. Check out your local comic shops. Get the book yourself. Tell them VM Campo sent you. All right, a little bit of background information. So, this is one of the books that I recommended in my New Comics Coming Soon series that I do on YouTube. You probably heard about it, of course. I know you're subscribed. At 1 minute at a time, I tell you about comics that are coming soon that you need to order before they're sold out. This is one that I talked about because it is getting some buzz. It's from Aftershock Comics, who have been around a few years now. They're making a big name for themselves in a lot of independent, creator-owned comics. And this is one of their latest books. It's a post-apocalyptic tale. So let's get on with the review. All right, first of all, the cover. I'm going to give this cover a 5 out of 5. I love it for several reasons. One is that it's got this trope of a ruined future city overgrown with vegetation. I kind of love that. I like that more than a ruined future that's all desolate and gray. I think a ruined future overgrown back with nature is kind of cool. I don't want to live in a post-apocalyptic society, but if it's all green again, maybe I could live with it. So the cover is cool. It's got the two main characters. It's also really cool. I really like it because it is a fold-out cover. It is a wraparound cover. If we go to the back side of the cover, we see some of the creatures that the main characters have to contend with in this new world. There's these mutated creatures that exist. All right, that's cool. But wait a minute, it is actually a 3-panel gatefold wraparound cover. It barely fits on the camera. Look at that, it's amazing. It's got all 5 of the main characters in an excellent amount of perspective, from the furthest back creatures to the main characters on the main panel, and then their protector on the closest panel there. So again, a lot of beautiful green tones, some of the purple flowers, red flowers, etc. Ruined cityscape in the background, overrunning greenery, and then the characters. This cover is by Miranda, one of the Miranda Brothers that worked on this. He's the main artist, and it's a very cool cover, so 5 out of 5. All right, interior art. So we've got Inaki Miranda as the artist, Ava De La Cruz as the colorist, and Dave Sharp as the letterer. So interior art is on par with the cover. I think the cover is a little bit more watercolory, painterly. The interior art is a little bit less of that, but there's also a cool range of interior art where it's the realistic parts of the story happening, and then like a cartoony plot synopsis, and then of course then we're in the real world. So it's great. It's this style that is cartoony, but with great realistic backgrounds, with these environments that are believable, and again, this world, this post-apocalyptic ruined world. Day and night, colors are excellent, panels are excellent. This is another 5 out of 5 interior art. Ooh, there's one of these molders that gets shot and it's like blowing up with blood and green and everything. Close-up of that headshot, close-up of shooting at it. And then there's a great sound effect when they have to take out one of the infected, unfortunately. So great visuals, interior visuals by the whole team. So it's a 5 out of 5 on the interior art. All right, the plot, that is by Inaki Miranda and Roy Miranda. So the Miranda brothers both worked on this as the writing duties. And this is a great plot. It's another in a post-apocalyptic type of story. But the plot here is that, okay, the Earth is dying. These aliens contacted the Earth saying, we will save your children. We are going to send these devices. And when a child picks up the device, they're a chosen one, and they have to get to a drop point where they will be taken to another world. So that's the big plot. It's The protector has to take them. The year is 2084. There's 5 days until extraction day, and the protector has to take a busload of children that have been chosen. One child that gets the device, and then they can pick one guardian to come with them. So it's a brother and sister that are going on this quest, and then they meet other characters that are other children that are also the chosen ones. So it's a cool plot. It's also a 5 out of 5. I like the sense of setting up the world early on. I like the characters and a little bit of the before times and what they're dealing with now. So it's a great contrast between then and now. And it's a cool plot that I'm enjoying. There's a really sad part. Well, the whole thing is sad because of the death of the world and only being able to save the children. You've got to read it for yourself. Of course, I'm not revealing the whole plots, but there's a lot of adventure. The plot is very enjoyable. By the Miranda Brothers, I give it a 5 out of 5. The enjoyability, I give it a 6 out of 5, and that is because it is doing something that very, very few comics do, which is go beyond the scope of the comic. Now, yes, there's motion comics and all of that, but this one, there are various QR codes throughout the book. At the very beginning, there's a QR code called White Whale. You scan this on your phone, and then it plays a soundtrack for you to listen to as you're reading the book. It's this very beautiful, slow bossa nova style of music that really sets the scene. It's a very sad, melancholy, and it really helps set the mood for the book. At the very end of the book, there's another song, I Will Follow You. That one's in Spanish, and it again kind of gives a great coda to the action that had happened in this particular issue. So I love that. The enjoyability factor went up because it's got that musical element as well as the visual element. I wish more comics did that. I like the design of the book in that it's got a triple wraparound fold-out cover, and the interior art and the characters and the story. I liked all of it. I also like that they have a map. I'm a sucker for maps. They have a map at the back over here that kind of shows the progress that they need to do. I can't quite recognize where in the world this is happening, but there was a map earlier in the book as well about the ruined world, and whoops, San Diego is totally underwater. But here we have the path that the characters have to take, where everything starts off and where the extraction zone is. It's one of the big city zones. So they have to cross through all this wilderness, and there's so much danger on this map. There's contaminated zones, frequent electrostorms, blueback smasher site, winged butcher site, Bengal ripper site. So there's all of these dangers that they have to go through. They've gone through a certain part of it, no spoilers. And I just love that extra little bit to really capture the lore and the world building in this book. So that's a 6 out of 5 on enjoyability. Get it or shred it? Definitely get it. Get the main cover, get the variant cover, get all the issues that have come out. This is issue number 1. There's already, the 3rd issue is coming out today. Here's issue number 1. Definitely get in on this. Again, this had some buzz. That's why I talked about it in my New Comics Coming Soon series on YouTube, so you gotta subscribe to that to know what's coming soon. So definitely get this, We Live. And so that was this week's episode. What do you think? Have you read We Live? Are you going to pick it up? Are you going to get individual issues? Are you waiting for the trades? This is issue number 1, but issue number 3 just came out this week on New Comic Book Day. Consider heading over to your favorite local comic shop. Tell them VM Campos sent you to get We Live. If you like this episode, don't forget to head on over to patreon.com/vmcampos. If you like my stuff, pledge $1. It really helps content creators stay motivated and keep going when they see that the fans are invested. And at $1, you don't know how much I would appreciate that. At the $2 range, I'll actually mail you some comic books in appreciation for joining the VMC crew. If you can't quite pledge at the moment, no worries. Simply follow for free on Patreon to be alerted to everything that I do. Whether it's my shorts about the new comics coming soon, my longer comic haul videos, giveaways and the like, this podcast series and such, be alerted to it all for free if you follow on Patreon, patreon.com/vmcampos, and possibly consider then pledging little as $1 to unlock rewards, exclusive stuff, giveaways, all that good stuff. In any event, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, battle the Minotaur to keep up to date. And this week I read We Live, #1, published by Aftershock Comics in 2020. This has been the weekly VM Campus Comic Book Club, and I'll see you next week.